Guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the handwriting program from Zaner Bloser. This is our first year using their cursive program. I get tons of questions on it, so I figured I'd do a video and let's talk about it. So this is what Zaner Bloser handwriting works. I do want to say that this is sometimes used in like private schools, public schools. And so that is where I want to say Zaner Bloser is known from. So you'll even see, like, remember those in like the old textbooks from school? Fun times. So I have a third grader and fifth grader, and so I am having my kids do level 3 and level 5. The third level has 156 pages of lessons, whereas the level 5 has 84. So that was something I noticed right away, was that the third grade book is bigger than the fifth grade book, which is a little odd. I'm used to older the level, the higher the grade, the more like work there is. So I have found kind of like an issue. I feel like my third grader is doing a lot more than my fifth grader when it comes to handwriting, but at the same time, my third grader needs more practice because it's her first year using cursive. Let's talk about my fifth grader because I think that's going to be easier and that might make a little bit more sense in my review. So my fifth grader has already done 2 years of cursive handwriting. She's done 3 levels of it, I believe. She's done, I'm trying to remember, we used the good and the beautiful, but I know like 1 year she did 2 of their levels at a time. So basically she learned how to write cursive, the basics of cursive using the good and the beautiful cursive, which that program was fine. My only complaint was that it did incorporate a lot of print still, and my kids, though my 2 daughters, did not need print practice. If my child needed print practice, then it would have been the perfect handwriting, but because both my daughters were fine at printing, I just felt like they skipped a lot and there wasn't enough cursive in like the higher level. And this is all in color, so I thought that that was really fun. So I will preface, my fifth grader knows how to write in cursive. She needs to perfect her cursive, and that is where I really do enjoy the Zaner Bloser method, because something that's very big in this curriculum is like the proper way to write cursive with like the proper slants, the proper connections, like very clearly, very practiced, like in this curriculum. They are constantly practicing letters. They're constantly like circling which ones they did well, which ones they need to improve on. It gives them like writing posture. It even has like little QR codes on some of the levels that you can scan, and there's like a little demonstration video to help them. But again, they are very big on curves. Very big on those. And now what I will say is it is very similar to third grade. So where I appreciate it for my fifth grader, because I feel like now where she can write an entire paragraph in cursive, she needs to work on perfecting her cursive. I really don't like them focusing so much on all of that for my third grader. So keep that in mind. What I love for my fifth grader is not what I love for my third grader in this curriculum. I really like that your child is provided with realistic handwriting cursive that may not be the best. It may be very hard to read, and they have to read it. That is something that's, I think, more important to me than them actually like learning to write in cursive, is being able to read cursive and, you know, figure out what somebody wrote down on something. And so I really like those activities, a realistic, you know, reading of cursive. And something that I've tried to tell my kids is, you know, everyone's handwriting is unique. And so it really is like a good skill to like learn how to, you know, read someone's cursive. And then they're also correcting it. So like in this, you know, the slants are not correct, the letters are not correct, they're not connected correctly. And so they have to find the issues and then rewrite it. So I really do like those activities. There's a lot more like real life application in this level 5 than I've seen in other handwriting curriculums. So for my fifth grader, I am loving this cursive. It also is getting a lot lengthier as well. So again, here's like another activity, but your kids are expected to write like full on papers in cursive. So if you have a child that is, you know, understands the basics of cursive, but like you need to push them to that next level, I highly recommend level 5. I want to say it goes up to, there's one more level, it goes up to level 6. So we will probably do that one more level, and actually we'll probably do it in this same school year because this book, she's already like 40% done with it. So we may just jump into the next one, and then I will feel very confident in like her cursive handwriting. Now on to my 3rd grader. We don't see those passages in the 3rd grade level as far as them reading someone else's cursive that's done incorrectly. There are a couple like proper cursive paragraphs that they have to read through and answer questions or copy. So like this. So this is perfect cursive, right? And so they're following, and this is pretty much towards the end of the unit. So in level 3, they are not like looking at incorrect cursive, because I could see how that could be confusing to someone learning it. So you're not going to get that in there, but you are going to get the slants and the curves, you know, just like I showed you guys before. So again, I get why they're doing it, but I think the curves and slants just got introduced a little too early. My method would be like teach the basic alphabet and then introduce the proper curve and techniques. That's really like my only complaint with the 3rd grade one, is just there are a couple things that just seem a little bit too advanced for someone just learning cursive. But other than that, you know, they're practicing single letters, then they're practicing those letters in words, you know, they're copying cursive and rewriting. They're getting into longer sentences, smaller paragraphs. Towards the back, they do kind of have some blank pages where they are given a writing prompt and they're told to just write. And so again, that's toward the end. There is kind of at the back like a whole, you know, example of manuscript and cursive, and so I do like it. I like that it's all in color. I like that there are QR codes. Yeah, there's QR codes. There's not as many, I want to say, in the 3rd grade one as there is in the 5th grade one, but that's understandable for that age level. You know, that you probably need to be sitting with them and watching it. There are a lot of things you need to check to make sure, again, they're building their letters correctly, they're flowing correctly, and so it's overall a good program. My honest review is I think that this cursive program is really great for a kid that's not seeing cursive for the first time. If your child is experiencing cursive for the first time, I would probably start with a introduction from like the Good and the Beautiful. I want to say like their level 3 is good because it's an introduction. It's a mix of manuscript and cursive. And then once your kid is comfortable, then I would switch to this. I think long term, these are more advanced. These are going to promote more realistic cursive. They're going to be able to read cursive better, read old documents better, and I like the color of them. I like that it goes to 6th grade. After that, you know, I don't see us needing to continue because my kids are going to be writing papers, and so they're going to continue to have handwriting practice that way. So overall, I like this. I just am a little hesitant to recommend it for like a brand new cursive learner. Like I said, I would probably use the Good and the Beautiful, or like with my 3rd grader, she used something from Handwriting Without Tears. She used like their intro to cursive. So this was not her first experience with cursive either. I think we would have been in a lot more frustrated of a place if this was her first time seeing cursive. So that's just my honest opinion on Zaner Bloser. I've only used these 2 levels. So other than that, I can't really say like how their print handwriting program is, how their 4th level is, how their 6th level is. But if you have any comments, leave those down below. If you have questions about anything, leave those down below as well. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you're not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on new videos. Have a great day, guys. Bye.